Hello and welcome to today's NinjaTrader ecosystem event, leveraging the power of NinjaTrader users with John Santos and Connor Slayton of Zoom and Profit Algo and Futures Analytica. My name is Thomas, and I'm a platform representative here at NinjaTrader. Now, before we start the webinar, I have a few housekeeping notes. Now, this webinar is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Brokerage-related questions should be directed to the NinjaTrader brokerage team using the phone number or email on your screen. And if you are new to NinjaTrader, please make sure you sign up for a free NinjaTrader demo with real-time market data. Our platform is always free for advanced charting, strategy back testing, and trade simulation. You can get your free demo account by clicking the following link on the screen. And before I turn the mic over to John and Connor, it is important to understand that futures, foreign currency, and options trading contain substantial risk and is not suitable for every investor. It is possible to lose all or more than your initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. And please remember that these training sessions are not solicitation or recommendation, but simply educational in nature. And it's my pleasure to welcome you into the room today. And without further ado, please take it away, John and Connor.
Well, hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back with the webinar presented by Zoom and Profit with the sponsorship of Zoom and Profit. And today I have the pleasure of having Connor with Futures Analytica. So
hey,
leveraging the power of NinjaTrader users is all about you, the people factor, because we often hear about software and we're always looking for the best tools to trade. But behind everything, there is the human power. And that's what we're going to explore, how we can use the human leveraging power to improve our trading capabilities. So we already have a lot of tools and software. Now let's look at the human power, how we can improve our capabilities. So the context of much emphasis placed on tools, and today we're going to see that shift and place on people working together to validate a trading system. And so since August 2021, that's a year ago, the Zoom and Profit evolved to a community to go beyond software and see the capabilities that we have working together. So the trust factor among peer traders for mutual help is the number one thing that we accomplish when we are working with other traders instead of just vendors. And so trading alone doesn't mean you have to trade lonely in the pursuit of trading success. So let's see how we can put together a community of like-minded traders. And we have actually already done so for a year, and there is a retention rate of 95%. What that means to you is saving time and money for each participant, and we'll get into the details of how that works. So traders collaborate. There is more likely trust to have each other's individual advice instead of just market information. And as I said, the goal of working together is to save time because you don't have to do all the market research yourself. And so you have faster development of your ideas and strategies and can get feedback from other people and see how they are doing. And also there are so many pieces to put together. And if different people can work on certain aspects and they'll bring all of those pieces together for the big puzzle, there is more trading power working together. And where do you find such a community? So many NinjaTrader vendors have Discord servers, but they're dedicated usually to share information only about their own system. And so I created a community with the premise of exploring and discussing any system used by my customers, including my own system, as well as any systems that is working for you and for that you want to share information and get information from other people directly. So when a system looks promising, we dedicate a focus group to explore all that a system can offer. And that has been very productive because we are transparent, honest, and respectful of each other's opinions. And so as you can see on this screenshot of the TPGuide community, that people share their information of how they are putting their thoughts together on different systems. And we'll specifically use one that has had the most traction among our members. That is the Analytica Polarity. More on that in just a moment. And so the private trading groups dedicated to validation of trading system by peers, that's what it is all about. A validation of a system based on real traders that you can relate to, individuals. And so the trading methods and validation by peoples and machines, but of course, it's not only about people. We have NinjaTrader's tools and all the system together in order to have a real validation of a system. So it's both ways. It's like a roadway going both ways, people and machines. And so for the past 3 months, we have settled for a hybrid system that's holding up well. And today we have the creator of the system, Connor Slayton, discuss it fully in just a moment. So Futures Analytica has a lot of videos on YouTube, and you can get more in-depth information about those, how Connor goes about his trades and system. And so today is meant to be an overview, and you can ask questions directly at the end. And so the Analytica's Polarity system will be explained next by Connor Slayton. And later on, I will take over and go over more of how the group is working together to put this product in a way that we can be very satisfied with the results. And besides that, we also bring together several other components adding to the Analytica, and more on that after Connor has his share of the explanation. So Connor, please take over.
All right, one second. All right, you guys, thank you so much for the introduction, John. The Polarity Automated Trading Interface is an order flow add-on built exclusively for NinjaTrader. This add-on was built to take as much of the trader out of the trade as possible by automating the execution and trade management aspect of a typically difficult to use strategy, while simultaneously minimizing the inherent drawbacks of using an automated strategy by allowing you high degrees of freedom to contextualize your trades with your personal style of market analysis. The theory behind the strategy is trading based on institutional inflows and outflows, specifically by taking order flow imbalance data, either from the NinjaTrader volumetric bars included with their lifetime license, or our in-house order flow footprint chart, the Analytica Chart 3, which is built for those of you who have not yet purchased the NinjaTrader lifetime license yet, which I highly recommend as it'll save you a ton of money in the long run. Here's a demonstration of how we can utilize these order flow imbalances marked in both orange and blue. If the Polarity ATI is armed, it will detect stacked imbalances and automatically enter you in that direction with the ATM strategy of your choice. We've also just pushed an update, which will also automatically draw areas of chop for you to assist in helping you identify when to keep the strategy disarmed and when to arm it. We've built the Polarity ATI to be as safe as possible for the user. It's based on NinjaTrader's tried and trusted automated strategy architecture, which has over a decade in real market execution and trade management experience. The strategy is disarmed by default and will disarm after each trade is entered, meaning you're always in control. Now, John will talk about how the traders in his community have found the Polarity ATI to be very helpful in their trading journey and how you can join their community.
Just a second, and I'll be with my screen up again. All right. Thank you, Connor. And indeed, the Polarity is highly customizable to a variety of different trading styles. And so each one of our members goes in details about how they have used the Polarity and how different traders take on different incorporation of the signals. Here's an experience by one of our member, Glenn, who says that market context is huge as when to arm. So if you just arm it both ways all day long, it will lose huge money, as we know. So the hybrid method of traders' knowledge on when to arm and the strategy entering the position is what makes this work. And so there is a lot going on in the private group of traders using the Polarity. And so I'll give you an example here of each post from this one day in specific. This is probably about 2 weeks ago, where Glenn posted that he had 9 trades and won 8 trades and lost on 1. So that was a net day of 7 profitable trades. And there is feedback from each one of our members and what they are doing, how they are doing. And sometimes, you know, there are also the negative days where it just seems like order flow is not working for anybody. And so that is an open platform where everybody can share their struggles, their success, and go into specifics. And more in the near future, we want to open up for those members with more experience with Polarity to share in a Zoom meeting, point by point, how they have developed their system. And so we do have one guy that seems like taking the lead on daily results. And so that is a very good sign to see people who are consistently using it, and also the feedback that we have in the room for Polarity. And so the overall experience that we have sometimes is in hypothetical, that is sim trading. And then we want to proceed to the live trading. And that is one thing that we work on the most, which is to see how we can grow from backtest to replays, and then eventually the live trading, first in sim and then real money. And the analogy that we make is that hypothetical trading is easy. You can knock down your opponent very easily, as in this image, where I captured this from Instagram. And so we know that playing with just the hypothetical, you see easy game. But what happens when you go for the real market? You meet Mr. Market for real. And so you realize you are not quite ready and prepared for the challenges of real trading, as this image has an analogy. And so how we go about improving our game and increase our fighting chances for real. And that is where we have relied a lot on prop firms trading, because you have a skin in the game, you have put some money into it, and without getting hurt big financially if it goes wrong. So there is a lot that can be said for the pros and cons of seeking prop firms trading capital, but definitely you can practice on a real trading environment at a lower cost before risking your own capital in a normal brokerage account. So when your personal trading and systems have had sufficient validation, you will be more at ease taking it to the next level of risking your own capital. So that is our take on prop firms trading. Not necessarily good or bad, but an excellent trading ground for money management, and also for refining your system and see whether it's holding together without you being exposed to big financial loss in case it goes wrong. And so for all that we offer, as far as support with the prop firms, you can ask any questions directly to us when you are part of our group trading community. And we focus specifically on earn to trade and Apex trader funding. There are members who are also using some of the other firms, but I have personally focused on these two because it takes a lot to be fine-tuned with all the nuances of each firm. And so, but you can definitely use any of the firms, and there are people using other firms as well. So I offer specific support on Earn to Trade and Apex Trader funding. And the big question is how to participate in the WhatsApp and Discord private community. It's complementary to customers of any Zoom In Profit Algo System. So on my website, Zoom In Profit Algo System, if you purchase any of my algos, you are automatically part of the community. And for Polarity ATI, that's the automated trading interface customers, or any of the Analytica's products, there is a one-time $50 fee. That's a lifetime membership. We don't make this free because we want to keep the trolls out. Basically, people who are trolls, they don't want to pay $1 for anything. And so a small fee of $50 will assure that we maintain a high quality of the community. That's how our system works. And what are the benefits of the TPGuide private trading community? Number one, interaction with genuine traders who are not trying to sell you on something. And learning and sharing the latest developments in trading tools. So receiving feedback without having to first spend any money. A lot of times you are not sure about buying or not buying something. So you can bounce your ideas of what you want to do. And I assure you that there will be someone in the group who has had firsthand experience with whatever you are looking for in the markets. So that is the greatest thing I can assure you after 1 year, and with a 95% retention rate of the group, that we have people who have spent money on virtually all of the trading systems available on the NinjaTrader platform. And so we give hands-on opinion about what the experiences are. And number three is a front seat on the Analytica's Polarity ATI experience with traders who are using it daily. So we don't have a personal opinion. We have the facts of what we are trying to accomplish. And so we are also analyzing a lot of aspects of the Analytica because we have adopted it as our number one option for hybrid trading. So when it comes to hybrid trading, there are hundreds of ways that you can go about it. And you are not sure about which one, well, you can take a cue from someone's experience and basically shorten your learning curve. So having a front seat to the Analytica Polarity will likely, we hope from the experience of the traction we are having with our traders, to have you jump started much quicker on your process with the Analytica using it. And number four, a free trial of any new system based on market depth level 2 strategies that are in development by Zoom In Profit. In the next slide, I will share more details about this. And last, feedback on prop firms trading as experienced by our members. You post the questions and you get answers that are based on real experience from people that you can trust, because the community has developed a genuine interest in helping each other without pretense of results. So basically, what you see is what you get from our community. And so here's an example of a system that I'm developing with market depth, level 2 data. It's very, very difficult, nearly impossible to make this automatic, but I'm breaking finally the code for a full system with market depth. How is that important? Because if you are trying to take in market depth level 2 with your eyes, you have only about 5 seconds sometimes to make a decision of buying or not, or selling. Do you go short or do you go long? With all the numbers in front of you and the fear factor, the psychological elements of your trading account. So do I buy or do I sell when you see all those numbers on the charts? 5 seconds to decide, but thanks to algo trading, that decision will be made and executed in 5 milliseconds when it spots the condition. In this particular example, I highlighted here the ask of 667 and another of 680 that happened today for the ES when the price was right against resistance at the 42.50 round number. So just 2 points below the 42.50 round number. And then the decision that I had is the level 2 showing a possibility for a higher price or for lower price? So based on the condition that I have developed, which is, or determined, not developed, but actually determined that a high ask column means that sellers who are dominating this section of price at this point. And personally, I wouldn't be able to decide this in 5 seconds, but with my software, it's a millisecond to be done. And so that's something that I want to bring to the community, in addition to Polarity and all the other systems that we have together been trading together. So here's an example of today's TPGuide and the Polarity group. On the left, the TPGuide, we are covering different systems. And so there is new algo and many others that our members use. And on the right, a specific example of Polarity, where one of our members has had the most success and posted his settings. And another member, Mark, who reported having done 6 trades and 1 on 5. So that is for today's post, just an hour before I started this webinar. And so the remarks that I have regarding the system for Zoom In Profit, you can go to my website, zoominprofit.com. And if anything that you would like to purchase as far as software based on Ninja's T-Stop or Step MA, or my price action strategies, you can get a 25% discount over the next 3 days. But the most important offer today is based on the Polarity, because that is our focus as a hybrid system to work together with members who are already using it, or for those who are here today considering Polarity. So you can head over to futuresanalytica.com and use the code Zoom15 for a 15% discount. And in just a couple minutes, we'll be able to open up the question and answers that you can ask questions to me, or can ask questions of me or Connor. And so when you use the coupon code on futuresanalytica.com, at the checkout, you will be able to type in Zoom15. And so the price will be 15% lower as shown on this screen. So with that, I'll open up for questions, and let's see what we have from our attendees today. Okay, I'm reading through the questions now. Okay, someone says, I own Polarity, and where do I go to pay the $50 to get access to your Discord? So it's zoominprofit.com. I will type that here, zoominprofit.com. And when you click on buy, there is an option at the bottom of the options there that shows $50 private trading community. And
gotcha.
Okay.
So oh, sorry about that. Are you continuing?
Go ahead.
So Miles, the Polarity ATI works on all indices. However, we have the most experience trading it on ES. There are some settings you'll need to tune if you want to trade it on a specific indice that is not ES or NQ. However, it does work for anything that has order flow data. And to Michael Giello, for examples of it working, I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel of it working live, and I'm posting a lot more soon. So if you want to check that out, head over to my YouTube channel. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So the YouTube channel is Futures Analytica.
And Christopher Lee, yes, it includes a full A to Z instruction manual. If you want some free material, we have 3 tutorial videos on the channel, which should describe pretty much everything involving order flow. But for some really specialized knowledge on how to trade it, it includes a manual that teaches you everything.
So the website, zoominprofit.com. And someone is asking about examples of trades. Besides a large number of videos that Connor has available on his YouTube video, we will also be showcasing once we have in the next few days time to put together what we have traded in the next over the next week. We'll be documenting our journey. So we already have a lot of stuff, but right now we need to put together a plan to share that forward.
And to answer Josh O'Connor's question, if you have the NinjaTrader lifetime license, you do not need the Analytica chart. You can use it with the NinjaTrader volumetric bars. It's fully capable of using it on that. I highly recommend it. And level 1 data feed is sufficient. You do not need level 2. The Polarity ATI also is not, you do not need the lifetime license for NinjaTrader. It does work on the free and the lease version. However, if you want to take it live, you do need the lease version, as the free version only works on simulated trading.
So I have someone sent a message, Philip, about a problem with the checkout on my website. If you have any problem that something I'm not aware of, I tested it before starting this webinar, and I did not find any problem with the checkout. But if anything goes wrong there, please send me an email, info@zoominprofit.com. And once you become a member, you will be added to the private trading community.
And to answer your question, Lloyd, we actually did just push an update today. You can download, if you already own the Polarity ATI, you can download the updated version through your original download email. And to Chris, for the real market, you do need at least the lease version of NinjaTrader, as it requires Chart Trader and or pretty much just the Trader Plus package. So any license that has Trader Plus, you can use the Polarity ATI on.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry that this session expired somehow. I was doing some updates, and so as soon as the webinar is over, I will fix that session expiration that is happening on my website. That was not expected. Sorry about that, guys.
And for Glenn, we are releasing an update, including that, within the next coming few weeks. So just stay tuned. All updates that we release for the Polarity ATI are going to be free for anyone who owns it. However, price increases do happen when new updates come out. To Chris, we are actually releasing a video later today showing you guys how to use the lines and how you can use the auto arm feature. We've also released an updated guidebook. If you guys haven't downloaded it, there's a lot more in-depth knowledge on how you guys can tune settings, because I know some of you guys were struggling with that. And for Harris, a new release will be, you'll be notified through your email. We haven't sent the email out yet today. We're waiting so we have a demonstration to release in terms of videos. So once I upload the video, you guys will all get an email. But I did want to give you guys a sneak peek. And to Charles, the Analytica Chart 3 is an order flow footprint chart. So that is the order flow suite that is either you need that or the volumetric bars through NinjaTrader to use the Polarity ATI. The 15% discount is applicable until Sunday. So, well, the Zoom 15 discount will actually always be valid. as of now. So you have a lot of time for that. The new version will be version 2.1. The imbalance and ratio values do need to match if you want to have congruence. If you don't have them matching, you're going to see imbalances either not appear or appear and the trades won't be executing. So make sure you guys have congruence between this chart and the strategy. The system is rule-based and is a black and white system as of today. Before, there was a lot more discretionary systems. However, since we've released the new support and resistance lines, there is a there's much less discretionary decisions that you need to make. Hey, Gene, there's actually no benefit to using our system. We decided to do this to make it more affordable and easier to get into the space. But if you already have the volumetric bars, I highly recommend you guys just use the NinjaTrader one, unless you just like the look of the Analytica Chart 3. We did add that, Lloyd. So if you click close position, or it just says close. So if you click that, it won't disable the strategy, as some users were having that issue before. Yes, the ATI is discussed in that, is in the Zoom and Profit Discord. It's one of the most popular channels.
There is a question about order flow from a different vendor. What's your experience with that, Connor?
Oh, I see that. So the order flow from a different vendor, it should work as long as they calculate imbalances the same way as either the Analytica Chart 3 or the volumetric bars. So it is compatible with any footprint chart as long as it does mark imbalances. That is necessary for it to not have any incongruences. I can't guarantee that they do calculate imbalances the same way, but if it calculates it the same way as the NinjaTrader volumetric bars, you should have absolutely no issue. I highly recommend you guys start with 15 range if you're just starting. You can tune it for specific market conditions if you wish, but 15 has been the most consistent for me.
15 for ES.
Correct. I don't suggest using that on NQ.
So answering Harry's question regarding access to WhatsApp and Discord account. So the Discord is open to anyone, but the WhatsApp is only for paying members. And even if you don't own the software, you can be a member for only $50. So $50 gives you access, and that way you can get an inside view, get the inside scoop of how everything works before you even spend money on any software. That allows you this option. Sorry about that link on my website, but if you send me a message to info@zoominprofit.com, I'll let you update it as soon as the webinar is over. I'll see what that expiration is about.
So to Rafael, if you have the NinjaTrader lifetime license, all you need is Polarity. You do not need the Analytica Chart 3. And to Nathan, if you have one computer, it will work for both of your logins, as it is machine ID based. However, if you have another computer or you want to transfer your license, you'll need to email us, or you'll need to purchase an additional license for 75% off. And to Abraham, we have the detailed guidebook that includes all the rules, but if you want to see me explain it in real time, we have a bunch of videos using the Polarity ATI on my YouTube channel. So check it out. All of our most recent videos are of me using the Polarity ATI and explaining the thought process behind it. And to Evan, when I decide on using a range chart or a tick chart during a trading session, is that if I'm using the breakout strategy, I'm always using a range chart. But if I'm using the scalping strategy where I'm looking for a really low RR quick scalp, I use tick charts.
Yeah, there is a link to Discord you can check out on my website. And if not there, send me an email, info@zoominprofit.com. The Discord channel name is TPGuide #1293, but I know that finding servers on Discord sometimes is really hard, so it's better to have a link, and I can get that for you via email if you don't see that on my website. I'll also make sure that it's on my website as soon as the meeting is over, because the link on Discord expires, and so sometimes I've had to change it over time. So the website name is Zoom in Profit. Zoom as in the Zoom meeting. Profit, zoominprofit.com.
So to Pravin, the way you identify if a signal is invalidated after ending a trade, the most common thing that I will do is that if delta and price have now flipped against the trade that I'm entered, I'll often close it early. You're not required to do this. However, it might be a good idea. Or if it re-enters the range or a new line forms that is opposing to the trade that you're in. So let's say you're in a short trade and a new support line forms, you'll probably want to close that trade. To William, the updates for Polarity are always going to be manual. Unfortunately, we don't have the capability to send you guys updates automatically over the air. However, you can download the updates through your email that you got when you purchased the Polarity ATI. When you purchase, you will forever have access to the ATI, even if anything happens to Futures Analytica. And to Rafael, at the moment, we don't have any plans to run you on Discord. My co-host John is very talented. He's been doing this for a long time, and he's very good at this, and it's what he does. I don't have enough time to run it. There's a lot of moderation that was required to run a Discord, so we have offset that to John over here. And I think that he provides a much better third-party neutral aspect of this, to where it's unbiased and that there are traders who are actually trading it, and people are able to see it in action.
Yeah, let me tell you my experience with Discord. There are some vendors who do very well on Discord with a really good traction. For me, my traction has been higher as far as members' response on WhatsApp. So I post on Discord, but the response is not as high as the WhatsApp. So about 80% of my focus is on WhatsApp. However, I do have the Discord, and I'm not as great as some other people on Discord either. It's a very, very complex maintenance to run Discord that it maximized my time, and I was not able to keep up with everybody is limited by time, what we can do. So the Discord that I have is not as great as the WhatsApp traction. The WhatsApp has been perfect response. I would say almost 100% retention rate. And on the Discord, maybe someone who is really good at Discord can join me in this program and be part of the system to take over the Discord. So if you find the Discord that is not as great, that's because my time has been 80 to 90% on WhatsApp.
So to Kathy, there's no need to feel stupid. I totally understand what you're saying. If I had no idea what any of this was coming into it, I would feel the exact same way. And it's a pretty complicated system. However, we have a lot of tutorial stuff on my YouTube channel. And if you need an in-depth explanation, there's a lot of it on there. So it should teach you pretty much from a beginner not knowing anything about order flow to understanding what's going on pretty well. So I totally get it, and don't feel stupid because you just haven't had the chance to learn yet. We don't have a video on how to set up the volumetric chart to use the Polarity ATI. However, it's pretty straightforward. You'd add it the same way and just use the volumetric bars differently, and you'd select the alternate imbalance calculation method in the Polarity ATI. And to Matt, you should be able to download the updated Polarity ATI in your original download link. And DeAndre, you do not have to resend your machine ID, as it is the same program and as long as you're on the same computer.
Okay, I won't be able to provide the Discord link because actually, let me stop sharing my screen for a moment, and then I'll be right back on the screen share so I can grab the Discord link. All right, let me get the Discord link for you. I'm firing up my Discord, and I'll get that Discord link in just a second.
Hey, Lloyd. So essentially what I do is I start with the base settings that you guys have, that I've showed you guys in the guidebook. And after that, I take into account a couple of things. First off, I look at the previous day's volatility and volume, as well as the overnight volume. What happens after this is that I also take a look at the VIX and look at the change in which way it's gone. If it's gone more volatile or less volatile, I calculate it based on that. So a higher volatility I would change that with a higher imbalance ratio, but I wouldn't adjust the volume. If I decided to, and stacked imbalances and imbalance ratio are inversely correlated. If you're only looking for one imbalance, you're probably going to want to make your imbalance ratio pretty high, like 1.0. But if you're looking for 3 stacked imbalances, that's going to require a lot more imbalances. So you'd go lower and make your imbalance ratio something around 0.4 or like within that range. There is a discount through the weekend. You can use the code ZOOM15. Correct. When you encounter higher volatility, I would highly recommend increasing the imbalance ratio and maybe increasing your periodicity. So Harris, you'll get a full breakdown of the new features on the update. But to give you an example, we have a new auto arm feature, meaning that you can turn this on, and when price breaks the automatic support and resistance levels that are plotted, it will automatically arm the program in that direction. If it re-enters the range that has been plotted, it will turn off the arm buttons. But so you'll be able to make it much more automated and a lot less choppy. Best way to look at the previous session volatility and volume. I'm a little bit old-fashioned, but I actually head over to the CME Group website, the official website, and I navigate to ES. I look at the contract that I'm trading, which is pretty much always the current front contract. So I go there and then I look at total volume. NinjaTrader also has some really great indicators that you can use to plot volume on a line graph or a bar graph that you can also check out if you want to look at a smaller time frame than just an entire day. Hey, James. So it does work on 2 computers. However, for the second computer, you will need to purchase an additional license for 75% off. And to David, the new version is already out. You can download it through your original purchase email. I highly recommend trading the Polarity ATI during the first 2 hours of open and the last hour of the day. Those are usually when I get the most trades, and I think there's the most predictable institutional volume. We are actually working on a system where we will be able to use multiple point data analysis, where we can take various factors into the various factors of market volatility, volume, and a sentiment score from social media, and it will combine it into a singular score where you'll be able to take that and put it directly into your Polarity ATI. This is a pretty far off concept that we're still working on, and you don't need it to trade it, but for some of you who might not want to develop or just play around with your own settings, that could work for you guys. However, I don't have a release date for that, as we are partnering with a data analytics firm to do so, and we haven't gotten the quote back yet. Hey, John. So if you actually download, it's not going to display any differently, but you can just download it directly through your original download email. You click the Polarity ATI download button and it'll take you to the website and it'll download the newest version. Yeah, 15 range is the most used range for me personally. So I highly recommend staying on the 15 range if you are want to be on the safer side.
I want to update everyone that I fixed the website link on the $50 purchase of the private trading community. Sorry about that. I had to fix that as Connor was speaking, and so now it's working. And thank you for your support, and look forward to seeing you on the other side. So again, this private community has been for 1 year, since August 2021, and we have traders who trade for a living. But most of all, it's a collaboration of people who are just beginners. So if you don't know anything, this is the place to start. And if you know a lot, you can still bounce your ideas with like-minded people, because some of our traders have 15 years of trading, and they have traded everything that moves on a chart, from options to commodities, stocks, you name it. But our game is futures trading, and so you get experience to learn and earn. That is our focus, and also the ability to share with other people, because if you love to teach, and the best way to reinforce your learning is to sharing with other people that are willing to learn something in a way that is low stress. So trading is a very high stress business, and when you put the people components together, my goal has been to reduce the stress and not increase the stress. So that is a very difficult dynamics, and sometimes has not been easy. But most of all, 99.9%, our trading community has avoided clashes, and the collaboration is awesome. So I'll see you on the other side. As far as what I had to share, thank you. And I'll hand it back to Thomas.
All right. Well, thank you again to John and Connor for taking the time to share with us today. If you enjoyed today's session, we hope you will join us in future events. We would like to remind you that the information provided was that of Algo and Futures Analytica and not of NinjaTrader. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us here at the NinjaTrader ecosystem.